Okay, let's jump right in. We're doing a deep dive today on what feels like the biggest corporate obsession right now. This headlong rush to automate absolutely everything.
It's everywhere. And what's interesting is how automation is almost seen as like a sign of modernity or
If
health.
you're not automating, you're behind.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But what we're finding in the source material is that this chase for the fully automated enterprise, it's often a fantasy. It's driven more by vendor promises or pressure from a global head office than actual need.
And there is no more vivid example of that fantasy just completely collapsing
Yeah.
than at the Tesla Model 3 factory. Walter Isaacson's biography of Elon Musk talks about his goal for an alien dreadnought, a factory where robots did, well, pretty much everything.
Right, the infamous production hell. And the great irony, of course, is that in trying to make everything perfect with automation, they made the whole process perfectly fragile.
Fragile how? What was actually happening?
The assembly line just kept jamming. It crawled. Because these incredibly complex, over-engineered robots, they just couldn't handle the messy reality of manufacturing. A slightly misaligned screw, a bit of adhesive.
The little things a person wouldn't even register.
Precisely. A human just adapts. The robots would just stop.
So the fix was, kind of amazingly, de-automation. Ripping out machines and putting people back on tasks because they were faster, cheaper, and frankly more reliable.
Yes. And that physical failure, I think, gives us the core insight for any automation project.
Which is?
That automation isn't a neutral good. It can actively destroy value if you apply it to a broken process. It essentially locks in the dysfunction.
So if you have bad data or unclear rules, you just end up with a faster, more expensive mess.
A mess that's much, much harder to change because now it's baked into the code.
Which brings it to the questions business leaders really should be asking before they even think about the tech. And the order here is crucial, isn't it?
It's everything. Most organizations just skip the first two. They start with, how can we automate this?
Instead of asking what?
First, should this step exist at all? I mean, really question it. Can we just eliminate it?
And if the answer is no, it has to be there.
Then step two is, how can we radically simplify it? Before any tech is involved, make it as lean and simple as humanly possible.
And only then, at the very end of all that, do you ask the third question.
Right? Is this simplified task best done by a human, a machine, or some kind of thoughtful blend of the two?
And in so many cases, especially where you need context or judgment or empathy, the honest answer is still an experienced person.
It is. The goal at the end of the day is a resilient, effective business. It's not a fully automated one.
So this means leaders have to be willing to deliberately unautomate sometimes,
Right.
to trust their skilled people.
Yeah, and that lesson is even more important when you think about environments with real constraints. You know, we looked at the South African and wider African context.
Right.
When you have challenges with infrastructure or skills or data quality, chasing that total automation fantasy isn't just wasteful, it's dangerous. It pulls resources from things that could actually work.
So instead of replacement, the smarter approach is using AI to amplify what your people are already great at.
Exactly. Amplify, don't just replace.
So the final takeaway for you, the listener, is not that automation is bad. It's that it's dangerous when it's misapplied, when it's the first step instead of the last one. It really proves Musk's own realization after all that struggle.
Humans are underrated.
Yeah.
And that's really the thought to leave you with. Technology must serve the work. The work doesn't serve the technology. And as AI gets more and more capable, the truly essential leadership question is figuring out where automation genuinely belongs and where the most powerful technology you have is still just a thoughtful human being.